Israel has regarded Iran as a major regional rival for a very long time.
Rival or threat?
Rival for a very long time. They've always said that their chief, they call it the main threat to Israel. They used to say Hamas, Hezbollah, and Iran. Now, you will recall already during the build-up to the war in Iraq, there is a certain misapprehension. I'm referring now to 2003. Israel's first goal was not Iraq. Israel wanted to attack Iran. The United States had set its sights on Iraq. And the view back then, now we're talking about 20 years ago, the view back then was first Iraq, then Syria, then Iran. So it's been a very consistent policy.
Quite strategic the way you're describing it, yeah. You know, you have Benjamin Netanyahu in power for so long and seeming to ride every challenge against him. His claim has been for years that Iran is very close to achieving a nuclear weapon. I mean, that's been going on for quite a while, that narrative. How have you regarded the evidence versus the claims?
I'm not an expert in those fields. I can only quote what everybody else has said. Tulsi Gabbard, who's responsible for national intelligence, she said the evidence said no. The IAEA belatedly, the head of the IAEA stated that there was no concerted effort on Iran's side to create a nuclear weapon. So based on the available evidence, the answer seems to be there isn't evidence. I would say, my opinion, Iran would be foolish not to acquire a nuclear weapon. So you have to assume that if that's my rational judgment, it's probably the rational judgment of many people in Iran as well. We have to be clear about basic facts. First of all, everybody is in violation of the Nuclear Non-Proliferation Treaty. Everybody likes to quote the part that non-nuclear powers who are signatories to the treaty aren't allowed to build nuclear weapons. They're allowed to use nuclear power for peaceful purposes. But there's another part to the treaty which everybody seems to forget. Article 6 says that the nuclear powers have to get rid of the weapons. They have to negotiate in good faith to eliminate the weapons. Now, most people will yawn, well, that's not really possible. I'm sorry. That's in the treaty, Article 6. And if those weapons have not been eliminated, when I say those weapons, I mean by the US, the UK, France, the Soviet Russia, and China. I don't think Pakistan and India are signatories to the NPT. But those five, they were obliged. So they're in breach of the treaty. Who are they to lecture Iran about being in breach of the NPT when they're in breach of the NPT? He said, imagine the world after World War II if the US had a monopoly in nuclear weapons. It would have been a catastrophe. We know how the US carries on, even without the monopoly.
آنچه در مورد ما میگویند